Hello, hello, and welcome to my live. I am live. Welcome to my live. Greetings to you, wherever you're watching me from. I greet you according to your time, and you are welcome to Contemporary Views. Yes, you are very welcome to my live session this day. Yes, I have a couple of updates and couple of words I want to share. Yes, couple of words I want to share with you all on the trending pastors. It is amazing that we have pastors trending on the social media this week for not so good reasons. So let's talk about that. Because Contemporary Views talks about anything trendy. All right. You are welcome to my life. You are welcome to my life. Let's just give it a couple of minutes for people to join in, and then we begin. Normally, I wanted to begin 2 o'clock sharp, but I said I should set up everything so that I would get few minutes for people to come on in. We need to talk about 2 pastors that have been trending on social media like every day this week. And why are they trending? Some of you may know why they are trending. Some of you may not know. So based on that, there's going to be a foundation. We need to make a foundation, which is tell what happened, what led to them being on the news in the first place, and how it is all turning out. So join in, guys, and let's begin to talk. I have a thing or two to say today. Usually or normally I should have made 2 separate videos, but I decided to put the 2 in one because these 2 pastors are notorious. We will be talking about updates on the case between Prophet Jeremiah Omotofofeyin. Thank you for joining. If you're joining in for the first time, do well to subscribe, all right? So that you'll get notifications when next I'm live, all right? When you join in, like the video. All right, just as you have seen on the caption, we are talking. Matters, hello. Thank you for joining in. Hope you subscribe. If you're joining, do well to subscribe, all right? Hello, Matters. Where are you watching me from? Now, like I was saying, we need to talk about 2 prophets that have been trending all week on the internet. Like the video, guys. Like the video. Where are you watching me from? We're talking about Prophet Jeremiah Omotofofeyin from Nigeria. Who is on the news for some days this week. Since last week, is still trending. And we will also be talking about Prophet Mboro from South Africa, who was also on the news and is still on the news, obviously for wrong reasons. This is Contemporary Views, and you are all welcome. On Contemporary Views, we discuss contemporary issues. We discuss happening issues. We discuss current affairs. Everything that is happening, we discuss it here on Contemporary Views, and you are welcome. My name is Jillian. Tell me, where are you watching me from? If you are joining in for the first time, do well to like the video and do well to subscribe. Click on the notification bell so that you will get notified whenever I am live or whenever I upload new videos. All right, I am greeting you according to your time. Now let's begin the video. Okay, in 3 minutes we begin. We still have 3 minutes to 2 o'clock, so 3 minutes to 2 o'clock my time. So exactly 2 p.m. I'll begin to lay the foundation of the first story while the man of God is online. But as we wait for time, maybe I'll just be drilling you. I'll just be giving you some. Thank you for joining. You're welcome to my live. My name is Jillian. All right, where are you watching me from? Today's Christianity has been something else. You know, every day Christians are found wanting, especially Christian leaders. This is not something that I think should continue in this light. If we must give Christianity its place, we need to like have certain standards that we put, all right? Certain standards that guard the way we live, okay? I can tell you categorically that Christianity is that religion that has been so mocked. Yes, everybody talks down on Christians. Everybody mocks their religion, mocks their worship, mocks their belief and every other thing about it. But I want to believe that it is greatly because of the leaders. Thank you so much for joining. Unfortunately, I can't read your name. I don't know what that is, but thank you for joining. You're welcome. All right, so like I was saying, it is because of some of the deeds of Christian leaders that the whole religion and what it believes have been dragged so much lately. So today we are discussing two different prophets. Both of them are from Africa and they are on the news. They have been since last week and for not so nice things, all right? Thank you for joining and you all are welcome. My name is Jillian and you're welcome to Contemporary Views. Now, on Contemporary Views, we discuss contemporary issues. Anything that is happening, anything that is current. No matter the kind of news, we discuss it here. And of course, we are different because we take lessons home. Now, the reason why I feel we should take lessons home from every story that I bring to this platform is because you must not be the victim for you to learn from a particular situation. And for you to be better off, it is wise for you to learn from a situation that you are not a part of. Understand? So that is why, for me, I always feel that we can take some lessons home. So now I guess it is 2 o'clock sharp, my time. I don't know what time is it there, but I greet you all according to your time and let's begin. Hi, Rocky. Thank you for joining my live. You're welcome. Okay, let's begin with the first prophet. We will be talking about Prophet Jeremiah. I love people. Hi, thank you for joining. Like the video when you join. And if you're joining in for the first time, do well to subscribe, all right? Drakey, thank you for joining. Today we're talking about Prophet Jeremiah Omotofofeyin of Nigerian nationality. Now, this is a man of God, highly respected. He owns a very big ministry, a very big one at that, in Warri Delta State in Nigeria. Yes, he's a Christian prophet. For those of you who don't know him, I am laying a foundation for you. All right. Now, this prophet has a church called Christ Mercy Land. I think that is the name of his church. And he is operating from Nigeria, Delta State. Okay, what is particular about the man of God is he is a tele-evangelist. That means he has a television station that runs his programs. He is also on social media, yes, actively on social media on multiple platforms. He has a platform, I think, on YouTube. He has one on Facebook. I don't know. I am not very sure if he is on Instagram. I am not very sure if there are any other platforms, but Facebook and YouTube, I am very sure he is on those platforms. So indeed, his works are not in the dark. Whatever he does makes news. That is why he is on news again, definitely, and this time for a not so nice reason. Now, Prophet Jeremiah Omoto Fofeyin is on the news this time because sometime last week he came out with a product and he claimed that product was a spiritual product, and the said product was a soap or is a soap, right? He said that this soap could wash away all the negativity that can be happening to any human being. He said that that soap was a miracle soap and it is going to give you breakthrough if you buy that soap. Allegedly, some people say that that soap was supposed to be sold at $1,500. That I am not sure of. Allegedly. All right. So because of this, he has been on the news and he has been dragged. Now, there is another person, otherwise known as VDM, the very dark black man. He is like a social activist who operates in Nigeria. I must tell you that he is the terror at the moment. Nothing passes through him, okay? He is everywhere. He wants to be everywhere. He does things the way he wants them to be. He is like this kind of societal cleaner. He wants to sanitize every aspect of Nigeria. He purportedly brings people to book. He makes sure the law is applied and he does so many humanitarian works. Now, that is what I admire the most about him. He does humanitarian work. Now, the thing is, when Prophet Jeremiah Omoto Fofeyin came out with his soap and said that the soap could heal all illnesses, it could go as far as wash spiritual challenges that are not even physical, because he took out time to explain how the soap is going to function. Now, where he faltered was when he said that that particular soap is going to have a NAFDAC number, means it is going to be certified by a board in Nigeria responsible for certifying articles or items that can be used by the general public. So now this did not sit very well with the very dark black man who is called VDM, all right? So now VDM, on his bid to address the situation as he would normally do, VDM got out, you know, he made utterances on the internet challenging the man of God, challenging the NAFDAC officials. He actually went to their office to drop a complaint that he is hearing that the soap, the purported miracle soap of the prophet, has a NAFDAC number. So he was demanding to find out who or what kind of products have been used in that soap that makes it potent to wash away the sins, the pains, the trials, in fact, to wash away everything that is not going well in the life of those who purchased the soap. Now, that's like the foundation of how the trouble between the two started, all right? So now, going forward, Prophet Jeremiah has been operating for quite a long time, and he even has a website where he sells spiritual items. When I talk of spiritual items, I mean some of the things he sells on his platform. There are multiple of them, so if you really want to know more, you can go to his platform and then check some of those items. They include like 10 different kinds of spiritual waters. They have different names like morning water, overtaking water, something like that. I must have my twin water. The most famous of them is the Pool of Bethesda water that he has packaged and he is selling them. Lo and behold, everybody purchasing, or some people purchasing these items, always come forward to give their own testimonies. Adding to this, he also makes record of him using his spiritual items in deliverance and healing of the sick in his church. And believe you me, because of that, everybody. Dan, hi. Thank you for joining my live. All right. Everybody now sits on the edge watching because they feel that what he is saying is actually working. So now I am not questioning the activities of the prophet. I am not questioning the power behind his products. I am not questioning anything that the pastor is doing or the prophet is doing. But I'm just trying to explain to you what led to him being on the news in the first place. Now that you've understood what happened and how the pastor or the prophet operates, now VDM, who is like the other party involved in the struggle between the two of them, okay, he ordered some of the products of this said pastor, then took the products to a place where there are lots of crippled people, lots of people who need help, who need spiritual healing, who need deliverance and so. And then he began to share these products, asking them to use it so they can be healed from their predicaments, and then he had that on record. Lo and behold, all the products administered did not change the current situation or the current predicaments of the people there. They were still the same, okay? So nothing changed. So now all the bloggers now carried this video and were reporting on it and analyzing it in their own way, that the products have been used and the products are not powerful as they claim. Now, for those speaking on the behalf of the prophet, they now say that those products were not administered by the prophet and as such could not work. And others who were against the prophet were like, that is proof enough that whatsoever he was selling is not making any sense. It's not working. And that they used a simple example, like if you want to use something like paracetamol for headache, you don't need faith. So if you tell people that whatever you're producing and selling works for this or that, it should be so. And that if you project a product to the public and tell them people to buy at a particular price and then let them know that it can solve a certain kind of problem and it doesn't solve that problem, that makes the owner of the product a scammer or a thief who is robbing the public of their hard-earned money while deceiving them with products that do not work. Now, in the normal man's or in the layman's reasoning, it is perfect to reason it out that way, that if this product is supposed to cure or treat this ailment and people can purchase it at the price the owner wants, it should do as it promises. But now this is not the case because other Christian folks are now saying that it is a spiritual product and spiritual products can only function with faith. Now, faith, I don't know how people are going to apply faith, especially if they do not believe in the first place on the products. And if a product can have a price tag, I don't see how that same product should not function normally like any other product, but it should function with faith. Now, this boils down to the fact that in the days of Christ, there were spiritual activities that occurred. For instance, he healed the blind. He did so many miracles, but all of these were free. They were all for free. They were not being paid for. They were not being paid for, they were free. And that if the prophet had brought out his products and given them to the entire public for free, yes, and it didn't work, then maybe he wouldn't be dragged, because his products were free, and just as Christ gave his own healings for free. Now that the prophet attaches a price to his products, it means that he is selling his product, he is selling miracle, and the miracle he's selling to work just as he prescribes, because he's collecting money based on that. Now that's the foundation of what actually happened between Prophet Jeremiah Omotofofeyin of Mercyland Church and VDM. So now the sons of the prophet, now these are people, when I say the sons of the prophet, these are people who are like these are people he has trained. These are people working under him. These are people that believe in him. These are people that they are like his trainees. Those people he trained who can take over after him. He made them pastors, you know, he trained them. So they got up and did not like what was going on social media. They didn't like the turnout of events. So they decided to sue the very dark black man for so many things that they were suing him for libel. They were suing him for cyber stalking, cyber bullying, and lots more. And they even came out on social media to talk about it. And they were asking him questions like who gave him the audacity to drag their prophet like that, to, of course, buy his products and test it on unbelievers, because the community he went to test the products was made up of basically Muslims, I think so. And they were saying that those people were unbelievers, that they didn't even believe in the prophet products, and because they didn't believe in the miracle products, there was bound to be no miracle. So the long and short of it is they went to court. So last week they started, and on Monday was the first hearing. So this video is about the updates of what actually transpired in court. So most of the people involved, both of the people involved, that is Prophet Jeremiah Omotofofeyin and VDM, were both represented by their counsels in court. And actually, like right now, the matter has been adjourned to Friday, that is tomorrow. The matter has been adjourned to Friday. Now, I have a couple of things to say about these two. That is why I have taken out time to make this video, because if I need to sit down and do the video, by the time the information or updates of tomorrow's hearing come, I wouldn't have time to do this particular video, because I have messages I'm sending to them. All right. Okay, now I want to begin with the man of God. He is the Christian here, and we have Christian beliefs. We have Christian doctrines that I expect for him to live by them. Actually, I am not judging the man of God, and I would never judge any person if it comes to that, all right? So if you are a pastor and then you find yourself in a public situation, just like Christ found himself in several public situations, for me, I think that you as a pastor should be the bigger person and not to react. Even if you do not have to react in one or two instances, you are a human, and we understand that you can react in several ways. But now when your reaction is costing you even more embarrassment, even more disgrace, even more pain, even more confusion, even more shame, I think that it is never too late to let go of certain things. All right? This dragging that is going on social media right now is not in his favor in any way. He is being exposed So many things, not nice things, are being said about him right now, and I think that it is not doing him justice in any way. For any level-headed person, silence is also an answer. That is what many of you out there do not know. You see, silence is an answer. You mustn't back all the time. You mustn't talk back all the time. When you stay mute, you stay silent, it saves a whole lot of things. Now, just because I am talking about Prophet Jeremiah, I will use another prophet as an example. Guys, please, I am not here to tell you if the prophets are fake or not or whatever, so I'm not going to answer that kind of a question. I don't care if they're fake or not, but they have projected themselves to be Christian leaders. So I am talking about Christian leaders in general. Like I was saying, I am going to use an example who is another prophet, and that is Prophet TB Joshua. When Prophet TB Joshua was alive, he was dragged from every part of his body. I think he's the most insulted prophet ever. So many people talk so many nasty things about him, but there was never a day he came out to defend or to explain what happened or what did not happen. He was that silent. And you being Christians, I think there's no way you'll be able to prove that Christ, who you claim to serve, who you claim to be like, was out there fighting his persecutors in public just like that. As a leader, whether Christian or non-Christian, you will be persecuted. Not everybody likes you. You should know that. You should know that. Now, the second thing I am going to talk or send to the Prophet Jeremiah or Motofofein. You see, church, please try to differentiate between church and business. Nobody would stop you if you come out to say you are a businessman and you are selling stuff. All right? Do not mix the two. Do not blend the two of them because they cannot go together. If you want to sell spiritual items and you are telling the entire world that these spiritual items can solve this particular kind of problem, I expect for those items to solve that particular kind of problem. It only makes it fair as an entrepreneur that you intend to be, to give value to whatever you are serving the public and collecting money in return, right? So if it is clear enough for you, right, differentiate your church activity from your business activity. Now, there are these I don't know how to call them, but all these native doctors, they also have spiritual items, and you don't get their spiritual items for free. But they are proud to say that they are selling this or they are selling that. We now have platforms on social media that sell spiritual items. So do not hide under the church to be a businessman to sell out spiritual items. By the way, if you are calling them miracle soap, miracle water, miracle this and miracle that, according to Bible standards, miracle products are not meant for sales. They are not supposed to be sold. Okay? So have this at the back of your mind that when you bring out things like this to the public and ask money in return, you are now doing business. You are not preaching the word of God. You are doing something else. And it is not very sane. Now, the third thing I will be telling the pastor today now, always being on the news for the negative reasons, always being in court fighting people because it's not the first time. Yes, he's been fighting people for so long. He's been having issues here and there. If somebody talks negative things about him on social media, he comes to answer. He always backs on social media, like seriously, he does. His boys also do, you know. Now, it doesn't give a good projection as a Christian leader. As a Christian leader, you should be peaceful. You should be that person that people want to emulate. I don't see anything worthy of emulation if you only come online to insult, only come online to drag, only come online to prove a point. What are you hiding that you always want to prove a point? That is the question I am asking. And now, finally, You see fighting, you see battles, you can't win all your battles. That is why it is important and imperative for you to choose the kind of battles that you fight. Fighting everyone that talks back at you is just like throwing stones at dogs that bark to you. When you throw stones at a dog, they will continue barking. Okay? And finally, to our prophet Jeremiah Omotofofein's case, I feel that you wanting to sue, or your boys, your children, what do you call them, wanting to sue VDM is like a personal vendetta that you have with him. All right, he was not the first person who started dragging you based on things that you do. Another pastor, Pastor Abel Damina, has been on your case for years now. He's been talking about you against tithing. He's been talking about products that you do. He's been talking about activities of pastors that are not good. And he has been calling you out like directly. So now, why chose to fight VDM and sue him in court and not Pastor Abel Damina, who is your contemporary? Why not fight your own fellow pastor in court so that we will know that what you're fighting for is a just cause? So now you see that our Christian leaders are not giving us a good name. Yes, they are not giving us a good name. They usually say before you delete a dog, you give it a bad name. Now he will carry that on his head, but that's not the case here. That's not the case here. No matter how much you try to hide your character, somehow, someday it will still project. Character is like pregnancy, and one day, just one day, it will project. So now, you being a Christian leader and you being a prophet, you are not an example to write home about. Yes, because what you do is not exemplary of the Christian doctrine at all. When people come out to talk, they say people are dragging, they say people are insulting. No, I am just analyzing the situation, and I have my own thoughts, and I am bringing them out to you. So now that is it for Prophet Jeremiah Omotofofein and VDM. Tomorrow they will be in court again for the second time. So after that, I will bring you updates as soon as I have them available. As you can see on the caption, I am talking about two prophets who are very trendy since last week, and I just spoke about Prophet Jeremiah Omotofofein. If you're joining in just now, do well to watch the entire video from the beginning. And if it's your first time here seeing my face, my name is Julian, and you are welcome to Contemporary Views. All right. If you are joining in for the first time, do well to subscribe, like the video, and then share the video. Now, let's go over to South Africa and talk about Prophet Mboro. He's not very popular on the he's not very popular around West Africa, but he is very, very popular around Southern Africa, like all those countries near South Africa, Malawi, Zimbabwe, Zambia. He is very, very prominent around there. That's where he has business going on. For him, Patseka Moswegnen, that is his name, is a televangelist, a pastor, a community leader. He's so many things in one person: a father, a grandfather, and lots more. But he has been on the news this time around for a not so nice thing. He is a very controversial pastor, I must say, because he used to call out other pastors. He has called out Aflukau, who is also in South Africa, a Congolese pastor who lives in South Africa and has a flamboyant ministry going on well for him there in South Africa. So Mboro has had head-to-head fights with Aflukau before, and the most recent one was between himself and Shepherd Bushiri, aka Major One, who is also of Malawian descent, but used to have his church going on for him in South Africa, Johannesburg. But he got into so many troubles and ran away. He flew from the country and went back to Malawi, where he is now working. So the thing is, Mboro was on social media this week, every platform that you can imagine, for attacking a school with machete, and he went there with armed men. I have done a video on this before now, yes, telling you guys what happened. But I did not give you the side of Mboro, because Mboro later on came on to tell the world what actually happened. Okay, so according to the prophet, the children in question that he wanted to bring out of the school were his grandchildren. I am not very sure about this information, but from every indication, it is a child custody battle. The children in question are his grandchildren, but the children don't live with him. The children live with their mother. So their father went to school to bring them from school, and the teachers did not allow the children to go with their father. So their father had to call his own father, who is Mboro, and told him on the phone that he should come over, that he's been attacked in that school. Actually, I saw the video. Yes, he was actually attacked. He had a black eye. He was bleeding. Yes. So with when Mboro got the information, Prophet Mboro got the information, he got so furious. He took a couple of guards with him and they stormed the school. Now, he had a machete in hand and his guard had AK-47s in their hands. Yes, so he held the school hostage and asked the teachers to bring his grandchildren to him right now, or all hell will be left loose. So you could even see him on the video threatening to use the machete against anyone who tried to resist him on that day. So that is how he was able to take away the children from the school. Now I am bringing you his own version. He said that he did that out of anger, and that, like any other human being, you can be pushed to react in a certain way when being provoked. That is what he said exactly. Now, he said that the mother of those children is not married to his son, but his son is taking care of the children and paying child support. And that when his son fails to pay child support, he, Prophet Mboro himself, does that and ensures that the children are well taken care of. Alongside him taking care of the children, he has rights to spend time with the children if he so desires. And now he asked his son to bring the children from school over to his place, but the teachers rather attacked his son. So he went out there to defend his grandchildren, his son, and himself. That is what he said when he was interviewed on why he had to storm a school. Remember, he is a community leader of that community and a prophet, a pastor. So many people around there, they reverence him, they respect him. He's a well-respected person in that vicinity. But he went to cause chaos in his statement were taken, and then he was later on have confirmation if he is be charged to court. But there was an immediate clap back same day after the incident. He left with his hoodlums, aka guards, and grandchildren. The community rose to the occasion. They did not want to wait for a second to pass. They got so furious. They rallied around his house, his church rather. They rallied around his church and they set it ablaze. Yes, as we speak at this critical moment, his church was razed down with fire. Now, like I said in the beginning of the video, I have a couple of things to say about the prophets involved. Now, as a man of God, I will still say you are human and you can react to a situation if provoked. But now that you are a community leader, you are a parent, you're a man of God, you're a prophet, I feel that being erratic tells a lot about your personality. Now, he projected high levels of narcissistic behaviors. There's always a civil way of going about issues, all right? There's always a civil way to do things. If you go to your grandchildren's school and demand to take them home, and they refuse that you cannot take them home, I believe that is a family issue. Maybe you can call the mother of the children to have her ask the administration of the school to let you go home with your grandchildren. You can as well make reports to the police that you want your grandchildren over for the weekend and the mother will not allow, and you have been taking care of these children and you have, you have been good to them, you have been available, and you have that right to take them home. You can be civil about that. Now, going with a machete, with some hoodlums you call your guards, who are heavily armed, and then taking the school, putting everyone in fear and panic, holding them as hostages if they don't release your grandchildren is a no-no. That's a narcissistic behavior and it is not good for a man of God. It doesn't spell well for you. It feels that you just missed your vocation. It really looks like you missed your vocation and then you found yourself in a church milieu, or you found yourself in preaching a gospel that you do not know anything about it. Now, what I should bring to your notice is many people don't speak well about him. There are certain things that he has been doing that have not been sitting well with so many people out there. Now, there is this BBC documentary that a journalist from the UK flew down to South Africa and did this documentary. You can check this documentary on Facebook. It's there. You can check it on YouTube. Just check Prophet Mboro. You will see that documentary there, everything about him. This is a man of God who asked people to come to church with their underpants. Yes, it is there on that documentary. You bring out your underpants and you begin to flaunt it, and then he's going to make a spiritual prayer for you, for things to work out well for you who is not married, for you to go get married and stuff. So there are some things that project him not to be, in quotes, allegedly a man of God. And now, this one that is happening right now solidifies that narrative about him because he is of questionable character. What kind of anger would you, what kind of triggers would cause you to project that kind of anger? Using machete, coming along with guns to a school. It doesn't make sense. So doing all of that really gives us a different picture of a servant of God and a community leader. Now, when I viewed a couple of videos on this issue, some bloggers were saying that the children in question are not his biological grandchildren. Just like someone will say, my father in faith. It is a son in faith for that matter. Some narrative that suggesting that the children he went to collect from school were not even his biological grandchildren. They were saying that the children are the children of one of his sons in faith. So now that will even make it worse, because if the police have to investigate and then discover that the children were not his biological children, grandchildren, that would mean that this man is having some problems with his head. It will mean that his head is not okay. Maybe he needs some kind of psychological assessment if that is the case, because I don't see how you as a spiritual leader will go to the school, to a school where your spiritual son's children go there. You want to pick them up by force, and then you go with weapons. Who are you going to fight there? Does that even sit well with you? Does it even make sense? Now, he said that he claimed that he was agitated by the violence against his son and he needed to defend his son. Understood? Every parent out there is charged with the responsibility of defending their children. All right? Now, what if your child is the cause of the problem in the first place? Look at it from this perspective. That is a school milieu. And every child in that environment is supposed to be protected. Now you come to school to pick up a child and they refuse that you cannot pick up that child. You say you are the parent of the child and the administration refuses to release that child to you. That means there is a problem there in the first place. So now you calling your father or your spiritual father to come in now and back up really makes it insane. Who goes to a school and then creates that kind of nuisance, all in the name of wanting to take away your child from school? Okay, a much better option would have been for the man in question, the father of the children, to call the mother of the child, the children, to come to school and then have them sort things out so he could take his children home. All right? But he didn't do that. Rather, he called his father or father in the Lord, who has hoodlums, who has weapons, to come make sure the teachers hand over the children to him. So like I said, the update for this case, he was arrested, yes. He gave his statement, yes. But I am not sure if he's been charged to court yet. But if he's been charged to court, be sure to, I'll be sure to bring you any updates. But now, generally, let me talk again to our Christian leaders. Now, you are the leaders, you are the head. You tell us, or you show, you project what the Christian faith is all about. Exactly. So if you begin to do things that are not worthy of Christianity, that are not worthy of Christian doctrines, I do not know what you are selling to the general public. People just need to look at you and see the kind of things that you do. They would know that you are a true Christian or not. You say you want to preach. I believe the first preaching that you should be preaching as men of God is by you actually acting out Christianity in the way that it should be. You preach one thing, you practice another. You preach one thing, you practice another. Why don't you all Christian leaders begin to practice what you preach? Don't do this, don't do that, but you keep doing them. You read the Bible every day, but you cannot exercise the doctrines. You cannot exercise the faith. You cannot exercise anything that gives good projections about you to the world. So now, who are you deceiving? Who are you blaming for all the pain and challenges today's Christians are facing? You do not live by example. I believe that Christ lived by example, and you as Christian leaders should also lead by example. So with that said, I want to say thank you all so much. Those of you watching me live, thank you all so much. If you're joining in for the first time, my name is Gillian, and you're welcome to Contemporary Views. Now, if you're joining in just now, do well to watch the entire video so you know what it's all about. It's just an update on two pastors who were trending this week on social media. I needed to do this video because tomorrow one of them will be in court, so there will still be an update tomorrow. So thank you all so much for watching my live, and see you on the next one. Bye, Facebook. And bye, YouTube.